going to show you how I went from this image to creating this Facebook website. So this is actually a website that exists outside of Facebook and is just pulled in as an application. So we've got navigation here, so we can have multiple pages, even a drop-down menu. So all of this can happen inside of Facebook as one of the new apps that locations that appear in your timeline. So the way that we are creating this on the back end, if we look here, at the moment we've pretty much got a blank slate. I've actually gone right back and stripped out all of the options. So as a user, you will most likely select a particular template to start from. I've actually removed all of those settings for this example. Now the things that we want to do is update the theme options. We will create a new page and we'll call that home page, and rather than uploading it images one at a time, actually I will upload the images one at a time just so you can see how it's done. Okay, so this is home page. We're going to set that to the full width image, full width page template. You can also have a page template that has a sidebar in it, so you can include all kinds of widgets in there, so it could be a contact form or whatever you want to put in there. And we also have a blog template as well if you want to use this website for blogging in there as well. I'll just publish that. I want to set that as a home page. I'll just do that here. I'm setting that to home changes. Okay, so the things that we want to do, I've actually sliced this main image up to have a header image that actually includes the menu background in the header image. On other occasions you may elect to have a separate menu image, but with our websites you can actually hide the menu, and which would include all of the links, and this would be a problem in this example where you would then lose the top of the frame of the iPad. So I've included that as part of the header image. Then for the body background, I've just taken a thin slice like that, and that will repeat down the page to fit the content, and then I've got the footer image. Okay, so firstly I'll start off by adding in the header. So we go down to here, header background image. There's all of these other options for having text in the header. You can upload the logo separate to the background image. You can have just a plain color background, or you can actually overlay a texture onto that background color. For this example, I'm just going to upload the image, and it's the header image. I'll just drag and drop. I could have alternatively just selected and browsed on my desktop for that. Okay, so I'm not going to link that to anything. It doesn't really matter. Insert into post will just then paste the URL to that image. Let me just redo that. Now that it's uploaded, it should actually be in the media library or gallery. So the height of that's actually 198 pixels. I do need to remember that. Okay, so you can see it's now populated that into there. Now I need to put the header height in so it doesn't get chopped off. That was 198 pixels. And that's the only changes we need to make in there. The main navigation, there is a default height, so we want to overwrite that to not show anything, so we set that to 0 pixels. We're going to have a left alignment of the menu. We want it to, remembering that there is the iPad frame, we want to move it in, say, 60 pixels from the left. And the distance, the menu distance, we actually want to, this is relative to the actual menu, which is by default we have header, and then underneath that is a menu. Because we don't actually have the menu, it's going to be part of the header background. I just set that to -50 pixels, so it doesn't appear below the header itself, it actually appears as part of the header. So we don't need to worry about background color, background image, or anything for the menu in this instance. We just need to worry about the actual links. So we're going to say it's going to be 16 pixels for the text in the links in the menu, and we're going to make it white on a black background from the background image. Now we're going to set the hovered text color to an off-white, and I'll just copy that for when we are actually on the page, then that link will actually be that off-white color as well to represent that that's the page that we're on. And there are also options for the submenu. In this instance I won't bother filling out any of those details. Full width background, page background, so we want to just upload that. So that's it there. Okay, and we want to repeat that vertically, which is in the y-axis. So the repeat x would be repeating it horizontally. So we want to repeat it down the page, and we also do want to set the padding for the actual content so that controls the way it appears in the iPad frame. So 20 pixels for top and bottom is okay. Left and right we will change to 80 pixels. Then from there, for this page, full width page template that we're just setting up, the only thing we then need to worry about is footer. So there are all of these other options that we can take advantage of, but for this I'll just leave it at the footer. Okay, and I'll put copyright 2012 Gadget Store. And make that white again because it'll be appearing on top of the black background. And the padding for that. The only thing I'll worry about in amongst all of this is the left, which is the last one, and I'll set that to 60 pixels. So if I save all the changes now, then we should have our framework ready to go. So refreshing the page. Okay, so you can see we've now got our links, home and sample page. You can see that the home is a off-white color because we're actually on that page at the moment. Now all that's left to do is actually add the content into the page, and then the more content that we have in there, this background to the page will actually expand to fit the amount of content we have. So that's pretty much the basic setup of a website. So we've done that in under 10 minutes. We have a website ready to go, just waiting for us to put in our content.